Our resilience levels are different. What we trip A over will not even have any effect on B. And the little thing that will trip B over may not have any effect on A. So people are different. It's just a pity that this lady has gone through this.
Very different.
Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my channel, can I ask you to please consider subscribing to this channel by clicking on that red subscribe button now, and then the bell icon as well. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. So guys, let's talk about Precious Chikwendu and Femi Fani-Kayode. You may all be aware that Femi Fani-Kayode'S marriage to Precious Chikwendu has ended, and some of her family members have claimed that she has mental health issues. So the elder sister has gone on social media to post this memo to her uncle and auntie, claiming they have betrayed them. And she's written a very long report, very long memo, which I'm just going to read out to you. It's quite disheartening listening to this, but let me read it to you. So the name of the sister is Precious Chikwendu. You will find her on Facebook. She posted it yesterday, Thursday, but it seems as if she has not deleted it. However, bloggers have already taken screenshots of this memo. So it goes. It is disheartening when the people you look up to and who should have your back turn against you because of monetary gain. I have kept silence on this issue, but it's time we took a stand. Reverend Oke Onyemachi and Joy Onyemachi, you both cannot deny knowing that my sister's husband beats her. Auntie Joy Onyemachi, you have witnessed him beating her severally, especially during pregnancy. I have had discussions with both of you severally about her leaving that marriage before he kills her. But you both said she had to stay on, that it makes no sense her leaving him without anything after giving him sons. When my mom was still here, the excuse for her staying on was that he was paying for her medical bills, which he actually was. But I had a problem with giving God's place to heal, to man and money, and I never hid it. After everything, my mom passed. With her passing, the new excuse was that she stays for the children. You insisted you guys were handling the domestic V situation with her husband, and that you were also lifting it in prayers. Little did we know that you were both taking a stand before us and sucking up to an abuser behind our backs. The abuse never stopped, and thanks to you both, there was added strain between we, her siblings, and her because you somehow portrayed us as the enemies, and she bought your stand unfortunately because she wanted to keep her home. Yes, the incident with the knife occurred, but the truth you purposely ignored is that she picked that knife to protect herself from being beaten again, and you both know it. Furthermore, Uncle Okay, I use the word uncle or aunt lightly because you, in my opinion, don't deserve it. But I'd rather use it than call you reverend or pastor, cause your actions are a letdown to that title. You were not there when the knife incident happened, so it amazes me how you have this detailed false description of what happened that day. Now to obvious facts. Even if Precious had a mental breakdown like you claim, who wouldn't? Considering what she had to go through in that house for almost 6 years, a house she had no say in, a house where she was constantly beaten and humiliated before staff and sometimes visitors, a house where one who calls himself a husband will call and pay pastors to give their fake prophecies against his wife, one of which is that she has spiritual problems and she's only living because she's under his spiritual covering. That the day she leaves his covering, she will die. You are very aware of this. A house where her family and siblings are disrespected and insulted over meaningless things, where her younger sister had to spend nights in police detention for protecting her, while he was beating her when pregnant for the triplets, where her people are called peasants and humiliated because he feels they have no one to speak for them. A house where a husband constantly tells his acquaintances terrible things about his wife just to discredit her before them and make sure no one gets to help her just in case. A house where she, at the slightest provocation, her personal property is seized along with any gift he ever gave her. This is just a few, which you both are well aware of. Now tell me, which woman will not have a mental breakdown when living under such strain while trying to maintain the public image of love he constantly puts out, even though she's unhappy? One thing is clear in all this: Precious Chikwendu will never do anything to hurt her kids. Those children are her world, and you know it. You claim my sister has been mentally unstable and violent from childhood, but I have some questions for you. First, we were born and raised in Makurdi, Benue State. We weren't the kind of family that traveled every year. We sometimes went home once in 5 years, and the stay is probably for 2 weeks, spanning Christmas and New Year. In that 2 weeks, we only spent about 2 days in Umahia, my maternal home, your home. As we grew up, the visits became fewer and in between. When you guys did visit Makodi, the visits were never long. In fact, Uncle OK, I never got to know you till I was about 13 or so. And to joy, you never spent more than 2 weeks in a year at our home. And some years you totally never showed up. How then was the opinion formed that my sister has been mentally disturbed and violent from childhood? I'm over 3 years her senior, and I'm sure I should have known. Secondly, if she had mental issues, how come she spent 6 years at Makurdi International School, 6 years at Equa Secondary School, Makurdi, 5 years in University of Calabar, where she started building her modeling career, made friends in all the schools with both students, teachers, and lecturers, subsequently held a managerial position at Star Advantage Stone Quarry, where she worked before proceeding to conquer the Miss United Nations Nigeria crown, and subsequently Miss United Nations World in 2014, before she met her husband. And through all this, nobody noticed her mental problem. If she was mentally sound before she went into marriage, doesn't it suffice that being in a violent and tormenting marriage brought her down and pushed her to take desperate measures to defend herself, an act which led to her being bundled like a mad woman to a psychiatric home and being injected every day for 5 days without the knowledge of we, her immediate family? But you, her uncle and aunt, knew. Uncle, you were instrumental to her release from that place, yet you are aiding and abetting him to build a case against a lady who came to him with nothing but love and stood by him through the worst, disregarding her own safety. We are aware that these allegations are to dispossess her of her kids, who, by the way, have been kept away from her for 2 months now. We also are aware that this sham of a marriage has been a mind game from the beginning, one which she is a victim, if only she listened. But in her defense, she was a young girl, only 27 when she took this plunge. Precious has her faults. She has made mistakes, mistakes she has paid for and is still paying for. But she's your niece, your blood, your family. She does not deserve the label you have given her and all the lies I woke up to against her today. Turning against her the way you have doesn't speak well of you and the respective of the ministries you both represent. Please stop telling people that you are representing the Oyemachi family, cause you're not. The opinion of two does not speak for the entire family, and I'm aware you both did this on your own. That said, I leave you both to God's judgment. We are orphans and have no one to speak for us, but we are unified and believe that God will speak for us. For all you have done, God will answer. You will surely reap the rewards. On behalf of my siblings and I rest my case. Precious Chikwendu Nduka. So that was what Precious's elder sister posted on her Facebook page yesterday, Thursday, 17th of September, about this whole thing, this Precious and FFK's case, the separation, and all the allegations levied against this lady about mental illness. Well, guys, let's look at it. Which woman would undergo so much from a man for 5 going to 6 years and not be traumatized? I'm a mental health nurse. I've worked on units where so many women have been traumatized due to DV, and I know how they present when they come on the ward. Eventually, they are supported and they get better, but the effect is always long lasting. The damage has already been done, the trauma lives with them forever. So, if truly this lady presents with some psychiatric issues now, which she did not have before she got married to this man, it is obvious that all the things she has passed through in the hands of Femi Fani-Kayode have resulted into whatever she's going through now. She has gone through physical, she has gone through psychological, she has gone through emotional torture. Name it in the hands of this man. What would you expect from somebody that has been through that? It depends on how strong somebody is. Our resilience levels are different. What would trip A over will not even have any effect on B. And the little thing that will trip B over may not have any effect on A. So people are different. It's just a pity that this lady has gone through this. But I'm surprised she married the man in the first place. I'm not trying to lay any blame here, But the man obviously is not somebody that can be relied on, because his first three wives said the same thing about him. Why did Precious go ahead to marry him? Was it love? Was it money? Nobody really knows. Only God does. But I just pray that God will heal her. God will heal her wounds. And I pray that she'll be able to see her children eventually. She may be able to fight for those kids. If it was in a sane country, in an advanced country, in a country where law actually works, where the rule of law is obeyed, she would have been able to take this man to court and get something from him, at least to take care of herself and maybe eventually get hold of her children. But in a country like Nigeria, I don't know what's going to happen. I just pray that God will help her. So guys, just thought to bring you this. Precious Chikwendu's sister has spoken and she has said her sister is not mad. What do you say? Let's have a conversation in the comment section about all this saga going on between FFK, Precious, the sister, and her auntie and uncle. Please don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel to help the channel grow. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.